My book finally came, y'all. And I have been reading it. So I decided I really wanted to do a book club, but I am here in Houston and I am by myself. And the few homegirls that I do have, they're really, really busy. So I decided that maybe I should just go online and make videos about my experience with this book. I have been following Miss Roberts since July of 2019. She really, even though I do not know this lady, y'all, so I'll be talking about her like she's my friend because she is. She just don't know it yet. Like, we got so much stuff that we gonna do together, and I don't even think she know, and I don't even know how great it's gonna be yet. But anywho, she is really responsible for helping me with my transition to Florida. In 2019 in August, I had moved to Florida, and she was responsible for guiding me. She was responsible for making me aware that I can be single-handedly with God, and we together can break these generational curses off of my family so that my daughters don't have to suffer in the same manners that I had to suffer. So I think that is very, very important. Her voice in itself, it was a lot for me because my mother is deceased, and I usually just don't fool with women. But honey, I love her, and she has taught me how to maneuver with women and learning and being able to understand that we all have so much that we going through, that like we have to be more supportive and loving of each other, and be able to take a little bit of the kickback, because I know I give kickback. Amen to the kickback. I will give some kickback, and God's working on me though. So I really just wanted to go through and kind of talk chapter to chapter. So I'm just gonna do chapter to chapter. And I've been reading this book, and one of the biggest things that has stood out to me, honey, is when she says, you don't even know how damaged you are. We're not gonna talk about the listen, you don't know how damaged you are. You don't know what damages that you, like, we don't even be aware of the damages that we have suffered. For myself, it was like, oh my goodness, who told you to be all up in my thoughts, ma'am, and all up in my heart when you was writing this book? Like, don't be knowing my name when you writing this book. That's how I really, like, in a sense, I really felt like that, because I'm just like, I didn't. I didn't really take account. And last week when I had started to read, and I said, I'm better now, but I'm still transitioning, and I have to understand that there are going to be things that are going to come that I'm going to need to heal from. The healing process never stops, and that's what she made me realize in this chapter, which brought me to where I'm at now, in my involvement. Evolving. My involvement in my evolving. Last night I had a really troubling phone call. I've been going through a whole lot. Like I told you, I just moved to Houston from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and it was a very rough transition, and the storm hit. So just when I'm thinking everything is going to get back normal, I got a great job, like, I'm stuck in this heavy, where I feel so heavy. And I was saying to myself, like, I need to pray this spirit off, because I feel so terrible right now. I was just feeling like, Lord, how? Why? Like, I've been enduring so much, y'all. Like, and over the time we might touch some of the stuff, but I have endured a lot. Like, you know how you be going through stuff, and some stuff, like, most of the stuff is always your fault, right? Like, it always stems from a decision that we done made that we probably shouldn't have made, right? So we already know that part. So I take accountability for maybe I could have went about it the better way with my move. But let me tell y'all something. What I've learned, sorry y'all, I'm over fooling with this girl. Y'all know how this stuff with this herpes. But I said to myself, that I have to go when God says go. I did it when I went to Florida and he showed me. When I say move, you need to move, which is another reason why I'm doing this video. Like, this is not what I do. But I just feel like we need this. And we need more transparency. And that's what she's talking about. Our gifts. Chapter 1, like, we not using our gifts. And one of my gifts is to carry the weight of the Lord. And it's so heavy. But his glory is so much heavier. And I felt like that I needed to tell somebody today, like, you have to endure. It's a part of our walk with God. We have to endure. And I know that it gets so frustrating. And even now, honey, and I'm talking to all the people that's going through real struggle. I'm not going to say real life, but real struggle. Because struggles are different in so many ways. Unfortunately, right now, I'm just going through a bunch of struggles at once. And it's like, I have to keep going. I have to keep going. But in this moment, I have had to say to myself, I know how this story ends. I know who's in control of this story. This is not the first time that I've been in an uncertain circumstance. And God has, in a second, at the last moment, even if it was in the nick of a second of time, he showed me like how much that he got my back. I am his daughter. So I am saying today to somebody, please endure. Pray for your endurance. And man too, pray for your rest and understanding that. Because me, I am so, listen, if I could be making the money that my hustle is worth, I would be a billionaire. Because I'm one of them type of women that's going to get to it. I don't care if I got to get on a bus, walk. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that me and my kids is okay. Unfortunately, with that comes a spirit of feeling like when I've done everything that I can, nothing's going to work out because I can't see it. Oh, thank you, Lord. I just had a little flashback, honey. I remember one time I was watching Sarah Jakes on a sermon on YouTube, because that's how I started with my YouTube church. And she said, there's nothing in my hands. I'm asking God, like, what you want me to do? Because there's nothing in my hand. I've done everything. And then I'm heavy. So I'm learning to, at this point, say, God, you got this. Sorry, y'all. I'm always eating something. Don't judge me, okay? But, like, he's saying, I got this. I got this. You need to learn how to let me have it. And really let me have it. Not when it comes to the last minute. I need you to let me have it in the beginning. So I made a pact with God. I said, Lord, and this was Monday. This Monday that just passed. I said, Lord, I'm going to trust you on this. And I know it's like, oh, you a Christian or you believe in God. You just supposed to trust God. I do trust God. But I battle. I battle with feeling like I can do it. I'm going to work. I do it. I fix it. Whatever I got to do. Work 5 jobs. I don't get tired. Kevin Gates. No, not the truth. I be tired and I be weighed down. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them situations to where it's just been like, I have to learn how to say, Lord, I'm your child. And this is in my birthright to you. My birthright is for you to use me. That's what I was reborn for. So that I could be the best person that I'm supposed to be and find my completeness. And that has been a struggle. But at the same time, I'm not going to never know if I don't just, like, do it. I don't just, like, trust them. That's what I have learned. Like, every time that I be like, oh, I just want to start. No, you just got to do it. I just got to say, okay, you know what? It ain't like, forget it. But it is like, you did what you can do. Chill. Because I don't want nothing else that he does not want. And I'm not saying God is a man, because here we go. Please don't beat me up, YouTube, because I done seen how y'all do people on them comments. And see, I'm not even probably gonna even really get into the comments, because that's not really my thing. Unless y'all seeing something like I need some help about learning something or something, then maybe I can do that. But other than like the negativity, I'm not with it. So, but anywho, like, just understand that every day is gonna be maybe a different type of walk and a different type of relationship with God. And I learned from chapter 1 that it's okay. It's understanding that your mistakes and that grace covers your mistakes. That's not saying, okay, I can just go out here and just do whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But it is saying that if you are walking with the best intent possible, you are praying, you are doing really your best, you're going to have to just let God cover the rest. You're going to have to. Because if not, you're going to be like me, and you're going to work yourself into a situation that you ain't even have to work yourself into, because you're not just waiting on God. So, I just wanted to tell y'all, chapter 1 is amazing. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not rushing with this book. I have reread this first chapter a few times. Got my little notebook, and I've been taking my notes, and because I can't play about this. Like, this is really a time for women and men, but it's really a time for women to start taking responsibility and accountability for who they are. We cannot, because our children are depending on us to be better women. And that's what I stand for. And I'm going to make sure that I try to do better on letting people know my story. Because sometimes, like, we be thinking we the only ones, and we not. I'm not the only one going through it. I'm not the only one transitioning, trying to go for new opportunities, and, you know, trying to help make for the betterment of their family and their children. I'm not the only one fighting depression. I'm not the only one who has daddy issues. I'm not the only one. So I need to let other women know that what I do is I pray, and I have my worship. I read stuff like this, The Shift by my pastor Keon. It's another good book, so I'll be reading that soon. I'm sorry, I still love him, but at the same time, she's like dedicated this to us. This is strictly dedicated to the women. So, but like, that's what I just been doing, just evolvement, trying to really find out what is wrong with me. Because it's not a wrong about me. It's just there are some things that have went wrong with me, because I've allowed people to speak into me that I didn't even understand that they were speaking into me. I didn't even know I was processing that negativity. So it's a transition, but understand God can be so many different things. Like right now, He's really like my everything. I've been lonely. He's been like a lover, you know, and I'm not saying that like in a weird way. I'm saying that like when I'm feeling in my spirit, like I would like to be with somebody, instead of me trying to, I'm gonna talk to somebody I know I ain't supposed to be talking to. I talk to God, and I'm like, Lord, you know, I'm lonely right now. And either a sermon to come on or a song to come on. And it's not necessarily a gospel song. But a song or something to come on. And I would be like, it would speak directly to my spirit. Directly to my spirit. So, just know that I'm praying for y'all. And I'm rooting for y'all. Chapter 1 is dope. And if y'all got any comments, or if anybody's reading this book with me, then please comment, because y'all might have learned something that I didn't, and I want to know. I want to learn. I want to know different perspectives, because what I have learned through this journey of my moving and transitioning and developing is that it is really important to understand sometimes different people's perspectives, because you might have missed it. I might have missed it. So I love you guys, and I hope that and pray that things feel a little better maybe after y'all hear this. But if not, just know, like, you ain't the only one, sis. Just chill. Peace. Go get that book though. Both of them books. Go get both of them books. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so ghetto.